What's up, everybody? How y'all doing out there? I hope all of y'all are doing undeniably fan-freaking-tastic. So tonight, Impact Wrestling is having its Victory Road event. Now, to be honest, I had no intention of doing a Ring Ramblings episode about this. Nor did I have any intentions of doing a Ring Ramblings episode about tomorrow's NXT TakeOver 31. However, when I found out both of them were in the same weekend, I figured, yeah, sure, why not? And plus, I think I kind of owe this one to Impact Wrestling. I remember it was 2019 for WrestleMania 35 weekend. Almost every other wrestling company and their mamas was flooding New York. Flooding New York and the New Jersey area. And I did a Ring Ramblings for WrestleMania and NXT, of course. I did a Ring Ramblings for Ring of Honor and New Japan, I believe. But I also remember saying that I was going to do a Ring Ramblings about United We Stand that year. And I didn't. So, yeah, I owe it to Impact Wrestling to do a Ring Ramblings for this one at least, right before we get to Bound for Glory here in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, the first match we're going to ramble about is an unsanctioned tag team match between Rhino and Heath, who take on Rhino Scum. So, right now, I'm sorry, Heath definitely needs this victory. He does. And I don't see Rhino Scum going out with the W in this one. I don't. Heath definitely needs that contract. Hashtag Heath for Impact. I'll preach it all day long. Hashtag Heath for Impact. I definitely believe it was Drew's idea for Heath to go to Impact after his contract expired. So, look, Drew went to Impact. He became an awesome champion there. He got in better shape there. He came back to WWE and he was a lot more successful. I think the same thing can happen to Heath. Heck, Heath, he's already getting jacked and stacked, so that's awesome. I sense big things for Heath in Impact's future. Now, on a side note though, even though Heath doesn't exactly work for the Impact roster, allegedly, if you go to ImpactWrestling.com right now, look at the roster, you will see Heath on the page. If Heath was on the page, why does he not have a contract? Explain that to me. You can't! If Heath doesn't have a contract, his face has no business being up there on that website in that roster. So yeah, enough of that kind of rambling. Moving on. This is being referred to as the Defeat Rohit Challenge. Or the Defeat Rohit Open Challenge. And I'm not quite sure if it's going to be for the X Division Championship or not, but Rohit Raju is taking on anybody in an open challenge, except for TJP, except for Chris Bay, and except for Troy Miguel. Besides those three, anybody can accept the open challenge. Besides those three. So, if this is for the X Division Championship, I can't imagine him losing it yet. I can't. But then again, who could be on the Impact roster that Rohit Raju can just defeat? The first name that comes to my mind is Jake Christ. I'm also kind of wondering where the heck is Dave Christ. Since OVE broke up, Madman Fulton, he's off hanging around Ace Austin. Dave Christ, I haven't seen him in a hot minute. And Jake Christ, he was just getting fresh into an alliance with RVD and Joey Ryan for a group called Cancel Culture. And we all know what the heck's going on with Joey Ryan now for any of us big super into the wrestling dirt sheets. Joey Ryan's going through a lot right now. Heck, he's lost his mustache. So, yeah. And that sucks for Jake Crist because he had nothing to do with it. And now because Joey Ryan left, whatever he had going on, it's just not there anymore. So we gotta try and get Jake Crist back in there somehow. Let's give Jake Crist a spot on the show. Let's bring him back somehow. So yeah, Jake Crist versus Rohit Raju. Rohit over. Alright, next up is Brian Myers, who's the most professional wrestler, taking on Tommy Dreamer. Yo, ever since Brian Myers got to Impact, he's been impressing. He's been impressing the heck out of me. I'm really enjoying this guy's work. But right now, Tommy Dreamer. Okay. Tommy Dreamer disappoints me. Okay. I freaking love the guy, but he disappoints me. And I say that because he's an ECW legend, and it's like anytime he's there now, it's just for him to lose. Why he gotta lose all the time? Dadgummit, Tommy Dreamer. Look, Brian Myers, I love you, but please, Tommy, win this match. Please win this match, Mr. Dreamer. Please. Alright, next up is Tennille Dashwood taking on Jordynne Grace. So, Tennille Dashwood, she just came back, and now she's got that manager of Caleb with the K. Right now, Tennille Dashwood has all the momentum on her side. So, yeah, I can imagine Tennille Dashwood walking away with the W on this one. Now, on a personal note, though, talking about Caleb with a K, I know that's Caleb Conley. I know he's been with Impact before, but right before the show one time at Action Pack Wrestling, I want to just go on the record to say, and possibly brag a little bit, that I was able to train with him or practice with him just a teeny tiny bit. Matter of fact, I got a little picture, if I can find it, from Facebook up on the screen here. Yeah, alright, next up, the Impact Knockouts Championship is on the line as Diona Perrazzo defends against Susie. Now, we all know Susie is Su Yung. Blame it on the pandemic if you want, but Impact has not had any fans whatsoever. None. They haven't even had any wrestlers playing fans in the audience. They just been going completely empty. Nobody watching that event live, popping for anything. So maybe that's one reason why Susie has decided to not even waste the time to put on all that face paint. Alright. Now, I am missing Su Yung a lot. A heck of a lot. But when Susie loses this match, I can see her leaving for a while. However, Susie, she has this alliance / friendship going on with Kylie Ray, who is #1 contender already, and she's going to be facing the Knockouts champion at Bound for Glory. And right now, I kind of see Diona Perrazzo beating Susie. Something drastic happens to Susie. Something traumatic happens to Susie. And she just leaves. She goes ghost, if you will. And she returns as Su Yung at Bound for Glory. However, does Su Yung have a memory that's connected to Susie? That's a very interesting topic. That's a very interesting question. I mean, I'm just saying, if Su Yung can have a relationship and a partnership with Havoc, maybe she can have one with Kylie Ray as well. Because Su Yung knows that Kylie Ray ain't done nothing to her. So it would be very, very sad to see Su Yung, or Susie for that matter, turn their back on Kylie Ray at Bound for Glory. So maybe Su Yung can be there to help Kylie. Who knows? This is just stuff I'm brainstorming here. Okay. Alright, lastly, the Impact Wrestling Championship is on the line as Eric Young defends against Eddie Edwards. Point blank period, Eric Young wins it. Eric Young wins it. Okay, there was way too much heat going on between Eric Young and Rich Swann for that not to happen at Bound for Glory. Alright, and this past Tuesday on Impact, Ken Shamrock returned and laid Eddie Edwards out. So now we got that. We got Eddie Edwards. We got Sami Callihan in the mix again. We got our returning Ken Shamrock, who's going into the Hall of Fame as a heel this year. What? What? The more I'm thinking about this, the more confused I'm getting. What? Look, I gotta end the episode on that point. Like, there's just way too much confusion going into that main event as far as Eddie Edwards is concerned. So, yeah, Eric Young over. So, yeah, that's been my ramblings about the Victory Road event. I hope all of you Impact Wrestling fans out there will enjoy the show. And until next time, make sure all of you remember to be outrageously optimistic year-round. Booyah! I'm out.